figure out what's going on. They were able to get me the support I needed. There were so many other problems I was facing, and this was just burying them. And so, if you have a child with autism, your child has the right not to be discriminated against. And that means a right to accommodation. So if they're going to be able to be confused and improperly influenced because of this educational material, you have a right to have them accommodated. And so, we can depend on these rights when we speak to our school officials. We can depend on these rights when we go to speak at school boards. For example, there was a teacher a couple of years ago who went to go speak at a school board in Waterloo, and she was silenced, and then after that, the chair of the board made comments calling her what she wanted to talk about transphobic. She sued for defamation, and the board tried to shut down her suit. They tried to use something called an anti-slap motion. And the court found that what the chairman of the board said about it reflected malice, and that she should have been allowed to speak. The Human Rights Code does not prevent her from speaking. So put that in your back pocket. Next time you want to speak up at the school board, the Human Rights Code tends to be what school boards are turning to as an excuse to silence parents. But this decision says that is not what the Human Rights Code says. It does not say you cannot speak. And so what we need to do is we need to rely on our rights. We need to speak up at school boards. We need to speak up to school officials. And we need to make our voices heard to the legislature so that we can have similar policies that are being implemented in the other provinces. And if it does turn out that you are being silenced, that your rights are not being reflected, you can reach out to jccf.ca. They're a charity that funds legal cases to defend people's charter rights. And you can submit your case and see if you can get help that way. And if you want to support their work otherwise, you can go to their website to donate. Thank you so much for your time. Know that the rights are on your side and that you have the legal rights to protect, guide, and defend your children. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hunter. Valuable information as always. Thank you again to our guest speaker. Parents, remember, protesting and marching doesn't solve anything. It is only with your hard work and efforts that we can accomplish real change. If you think about the amount of time that our children spend with their teachers and in a classroom setting, and compare it to the one-on-one time that children get with their parents today, we have to be more of an involved influence in our kids' lives. Our kids depend on us to tell them when they are in danger, even when they don't know it. As we've said today, we're not here to infringe on anybody's rights, but we must be careful about the messages being said to our children, who in many cases lack the mental complexity to understand things as complicated as gender ideology and gender affirmation. We have to look to the science. We have to listen to the stories of detransitioners who say it was too early for me. We must give our children a chance to grow in the natural way and to become the natural people that they were meant to be.
That's it.
And that always will happen under the watchful eye of their parents, who have looked after them and kept them alive and kept them safe and secure for years. No institution built by man has the right to intervene in God's given right to raise our children. Parents, we have a long journey ahead of us. We are no longer sleeping. We are no longer ignoring what is happening in the classroom. We are here, we are watchful, we are involved, and we demand answers to our questions. Be involved in your kids' education. Follow handsofourkids.ca for resources about what questions to ask your school, what letters to send your principal, what areas of the curriculum to look in. Let's be involved. We owe it to our children.
That's right.
How's it going, everybody? Tell me, can you hear me? I I bet you they can hear me right down the street. Oh, you can hear me nice and loud now, huh? You know what the problem is? I got a way bigger mouth than any of your little boxes. So, and I don't shut up. It's wonderful. Everybody who came here today to march for your children, the march is starting right now. Follow Kareem. Everybody else, let's have some fun. The Toronto Police is leading the march. Everybody who came here to march for their children, follow the Toronto Police. And the rest of you, let's have some fun, shall we? Woo!